This car looks like the love child result of a Leyland P76 bonking with a Morris Marina after they got stoned at a 1970s Grateful Dead concert. The kindest thing you can say about it is that it's not quite as plug ugly as Walter White's Pontiac Aztek or a G-Wagon, but it's still really awkward looking. I'm still trying to figure out which is the front and which is the back. So why would I want to buy it? However good they may or may not be, some cars are just appliances, too bland and common. Some cars are too ugly to be seen in at all, unless it's an Uber. Some cars try to be something they're not. Some cars are just completely overdone. And some are really interesting, but just a bit too bizarre or dangerous to actually drive. But when you get a combination of being plug ugly, totally weird, but at the same time kind of uncontrived, honest, quite luxurious, comfortable, and extremely rare, there may not be another one like it in the country. Maybe it is something I'm interested in, even if nobody else is. Especially if nobody else is. Which is lucky for me, I guess, as there's an auction coming up and nobody's showing the slightest interest in this thing. And there's no reserve. Would I be stupid enough to pay a couple of grand for it? Yep, probably. But first, what is it and who is Tatra? Now don't confuse Tatra, the Czech company that dates back to 1850, with Tata, the Indian company founded in 1945, nor with Matra, the French car maker that's best known for its Formula 1 V12 motors. Tatra has been continuously producing vehicles, starting with horse-drawn carriages, railroad cars, and then there was their first petrol car, the President, in 1897. These days they're best known for their incredibly robust trucks, like this Tatra 815 that won the Paris-Dakar 6 times. But my favourite Tatras have to be the elegant pre-war convertibles. So even though you've probably never heard of them, they've been making solid, quirky cars for a long, long time. Like this one that was unreserved at Shannon's auction recently, and I was sorely tempted to snatch it for a bargain price, but somebody spotted it and it went for 33 grand, about 4 times my budget. Here's a Tatra that looks strangely familiar. No, it's not a Beetle, it's older. This is a Tatra 97. When the Beetle was released, Tatra issued a lawsuit against VW for patent infringement, but that stopped when Germany invaded Czechoslovakia and shut down production of the 97. The Germans then used these factories to make tank engines and trucks and saloon cars for their officers. After the war, Tatra became nationalised under communist rule and produced luxury saloons right up to the year 2000, some of them pretty bizarre, like this Tatra plan, intended for VIPs and party officials. And then there were the less exciting ones, like this one, a Tatra 613-3 from the 1980s, the decade that fashion forgot. So with the big Shannon's auction coming up, for some bizarre reason I got interested in owning this thing. Let's talk to Damien about it.
All right.
Tatra.
Here we have the most modern Tatra in the collection. We think around 1987, Tatra 613-3, which basically means it's the third iteration of the 613.
They had 5 iterations, I think.
They did. And this was the first one that went to the plastic bumpers.
Right.
Which is
they made these for 23 years.
They did, yeah. But the actual shape of the car didn't really change over that time.
And it carried right through into the 1990s as a luxury saloon.
It did, yeah. Got a little bit more sophisticated each time. I think they ultimately ended up with a 5-speed gearbox.
Yeah.
The motor itself didn't change a great deal.
Show me the motor.
Yeah, let's start with the front.
Okay. What's she got?
There we are.
Ah, it's
motor.
It's electric, is it?
Well, some people think that on first glance, and you could understand why.
You could fit about 6 bodies in there.
You could.
Easily.
You've got a couple of batteries up the front, and then under here we've actually got a heater.
Oh, that's the heater motor.
Yeah,
it's not actually electric, is it?
No. Like all the Tatras, the engine is hiding down the back. This is...
Holy smoke.
Yeah, a little bit more sophisticated.
It's an air-cooled quad cam, 3.5 litre
V8 motor.
V8 with 2 big 2-barrel carbies on it.
That's right, yeah.
And, okay, rear-wheel drive, right?
That's right, yes.
So where's the gearbox?
That's a good question.
It's kind of underneath.
Underneath, okay.
Yeah. Well, the predecessor, the wartime cars from Tatra, a lot of the Germans loved them, Hitler loved them, and the German officers loved them, and they'd commandeer them.
Yes.
But they called those cars the Czech secret weapon because they killed a lot of Germans.
Okay.
Because of the icy roads.
Yeah.
To the point where the German hierarchy said, we're not allowing our officers to ride in Tatras anymore.
Yeah.
This was a car the public couldn't buy.
No, you had to be usually a high-ranking official to own one of these cars.
Communist elite or an industry leader or something.
Yeah, they were built in fairly small numbers.
Now the previous one model to this, the 600, the engine was further back.
Okay.
Behind sort of the back axle.
Yeah, they don't have a great track record. I think probably the combination of rear engine, a lot of weight over the back, icy roads, the winters and so on, maybe drivers that weren't experienced in driving a car like this. I think quite a number of people were killed.
I'd love to drive one just to see what it's like.
Yeah, look, unfortunately this, like the other cars in the collection, isn't starting and running. We've identified that it's got some electrical gremlins going on. There's some slightly dodgy wiring happening there. So we're not quite sure.
That looks like something I would have done.
Yeah.
Quad cam V8. How much power? Not a real lot.
Not a huge amount. Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I think it's probably in the vicinity of 150, 200 horsepower.
It's there on the screen right now. That's the horsepower.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
But very comfy. I sat in the back.
Yeah,
have you been in the back of this?
Yes, sat in the front and the back. And yeah, as you say, the seats are extremely comfortable.
You can be a Communist Party official and I'll be an industry leader.
Well, wearing sort of suitably drab clothes, very comfy seats.
This reminds me of a Citroen.
Yeah, it's got that kind of spongy kind of quality. Yeah.
Take me for a ride till we suddenly come to a corner.
Yes.
And then, whoa! Lucky we've got grab handles.
Those grab handles, and you've got this amazing quilted sort of headliner, which is quite elaborate. Yeah, just looking at it, it seems like it's a little light in the front end. The nose is sitting right up.
Yeah. It's really solid, isn't it?
Yeah, no, it is. Yeah.
Chunk.
Yep, that's it.
Mate, that's like an S-Class Mercedes, that door.
Yeah, no, the build quality in these cars is pretty impressive, it has to be said. You've still got a 4-speed. They did ultimately put a 5-speed in the next version of this, but and I believe they put fuel injection in the last of them. Lots of interesting switches and gauges and things going on.
This is so like a Citroen.
It is.
I mean, I'm sure it's a death trap on an icy road, but
You'd have to learn how to drive it, I suspect.
But a nice way to die.
Yeah, you'd be very comfortable on your way out.
And this is unreserved as well?
This is unreserved, and we're not expecting a great deal of money for this car. Probably somewhere in the vicinity of $15,000 to $20,000. No, but if you wanted the car at Cars and Coffee that no one else has, I mean, most of the cars we have here...
Imagine if you did turn up and there was another one, except much better presented. You go, damn.
Yeah, you'd be feeling a bit...
You'd be pissed.
And you've got a little ruble dispenser over here for...
Oh yes, for your bridge tolls in rubles.
Bridge tolls, yeah. If you're feeling brave and a little adventurous.
You're mechanically inclined, you can figure out the electrical gremlin, put some fresh fuel in it, because I'm sure the fuel will be stale.
Yes, yeah, no, it'll need a little bit of recommissioning as with the other cars. The internet's a wonderful thing for an old car like this. There's always someone out there who knows how to...
Recommissioning, that's a euphemism for doing a shitload of work.
Not necessarily.
They might, it's got a loose plug lead. Yeah. Change the fuel, crank her over.
Look, it's quite likely.
V8.
Yeah, it has run. We know the late owner ran all of these cars, some, not that long ago. So they were all in running driving condition when they went into his sheds.
Damien, thank you so much for your time today.
My pleasure, Stuart. Yes.
Looking at these Tatra cars, fascinating.
Yeah, no, it's a great part of the job for us. We love it when something unusual like this comes into the showroom. So
luckily, this tale does have a happy ending. Somebody even less sensible than I am paid $6,100 for Black Beauty. So good luck to them. I have been spared the financial misery that would undoubtedly have followed in trying to get it back on the road. Hey, please have a look around the channel. We do actually drive cars. Pretty briskly. See you next time.